a video about spiritually preparing for the times that we are in. So right now we see that there's a lot of fear around the COVID, quarantine, earthquakes, locusts, everything, plagues. It's all things that are making us look at our mortality. And a lot of people are really, really scared at this time, understandably so. And what I'm going to offer is a view. Take what you will, but what I am going to speak to you is absolute truth. There is only one way to prepare for this, for all of this, because there's a very simple fact that none of us get out of here alive. And what I know is that our fear of death is directly related to our ability to love. Listen to that again. The fear of death is directly related to our ability to love. In other words, the less loving, compassionate, merciful, forgiving we have been, the less inner peace we have. This is because the more loving, the more our intent is to love beyond the self, extending mercy, compassion, and the virtues of grace to those we even consider our enemies, the more we are connected with Source, God, being the intelligence of love itself. They're directly related. And what we have is a world where we have been conditioned, we've been taught, not don't take this, don't take that, you must be tough and mean, and it's a dog-eat-dog world. We've also been taught that it's all about materialism and filling voids, if you will, with material things. And we're coming to a point right now that while it appears, hell on earth, and there's all kind of people out praying for God to end this suffering, what they don't realize is that it's a blessing. It's actually a blessing. This life is temporary. But what we take with it, from it, is eternal in our spirit. This life offers us ways to grow that no heaven ever could. And while everybody is here and we're in it and it's horrible while we're here and everybody wants to get out, in hindsight, looking at it, it gives us gifts that are beyond our comprehension while here going through it. That's the beauty of it. And so while a lot of people are praying for these things to end, they don't realize that they're catalysts designed to propel us to change for the better and to look at what truly matters. What truly matters with us when we strip everything away. We strip away the house, the clothes, the cars, everything. The only thing that we have with us that we will take is the love that we have within our heart. That's it. Nothing else. And so what happens is that when people haven't focused on this and all of a sudden now the external is threatened, people lose it. It makes sense. It's a very normal reaction for how our society has been culturally conditioned. And unfortunately, the way that the religions have twisted things, having people believing a wrathful, angry, vengeful God and punishment and damnation and this and that, then what happens is, on a subconscious level, I can tell you that people are also in fear because deep down they know that they have only represented that God. And so they have a fear of, what if that's what I'm going to? Well, I can assure you that that is absolutely not the case. We are loved. We are so loved. And all it takes to course correct at any given time, to find that greater level of inner peace, to have that greater connection with Source, with God, with love, to be the calm in the storm, is to make a conscious choice to walk the narrow path. This means that we love, period. Love is equality among all. Gender, skin color, orientation, sexual orientation, nothing it makes us unequal in the eyes of love. We are all respected and honored equally. No one is above another. We all just vary in different levels of inner peace based on the choices that we have been given, we have made, and the experiences that we are in and we have had and learned from. And at any given moment, we can choose, you can choose to be courageous enough to practice extending that mercy and forgiveness to those who challenge us the most. To love beyond the fear, the anger, the wanting to see vengeance and punishment and all of these lower aspects of humanity, if you will, of the spiritual realm. We can choose to rise above that. And the moment we make a conscious decision to do that, and you're courageous enough to know that there's times we're going to fall short, we will get frustrated, we will get angry, but that's okay, because that's why it's a practice. We're not expected to be perfect. We're expected simply to desire, to want to perfect our love and to do what we can to do so. And when we can do this and we choose this, a level of peace begins to descend that is beyond this worldly understanding. And a connection occurs, and you begin to realize how all of the chaos has a spiritual purpose. And the empathy and compassion for people grow in such a way that instead of taking it on as yourself and becoming that suffering, you realize that we are all being made stronger, and we are here to help guide and help others through this process. So be courageous enough to make that commitment, to realize that yes, there's times we will fall, but to get back up and keep going. And to become who you truly are as a source being, love, only stronger from all of the experiences in this life that have helped mold you, the things that you were here to overcome, the challenges, the catalysts, to make you shine even brighter on the other side of the veil. So in all of this chaos, there is a blessing. We are not eternally separated from our loved ones. We are not designed to suffer. We are not designed to be punished. We are here to grow. And the more that we come into this state of inner peace, by looking to perfect our love and using this world as a catalyst to be stronger, to learn to love beyond our limitations, to learn emotional self-control, to learn self-discipline. The more that we use this, we no longer become a victim of it. We become a partner with it. And in that, the oneness and the perfection of where you are comes into play. And know that you will be challenged, of course, but that you are not alone. Ever. And that love wants what is best for us always. And the more that we pour out this, the more that we seek this, the more that we give it, the more it comes through. And we become that spring, that well of love comes through. the living book that is endless. And the whole point of all of us, those out there that are upholding your families and helping and are being the shepherds, remember, the shepherd's job is to make everyone a shepherd, to uplift everyone, to be that self-reliant, to be that strong so that no one is dependent upon another. Does not create followers, it helps create independence in people so that they have their own connection with Source, with God, with love, because all equally have that potentiality if they choose. It's that simple. It's a choice. And know that, these times ahead, they're absolutely going to be challenging. But you have a front row seat to the collective consciousness of humanity being reborn. And like all birth have pains, there will be pain, but you can choose to learn from it and to help be a guide during it. To help be of service to everyone. And of service it's not a question of how much I can do, that's not it. Of service, I can tell you, as someone who at one time was beyond lost and hurt, something as simple as a smile, you have no idea how huge that can be to someone, unless you are someone that has been the one thing that potentially saves your life that day. So never underestimate every little act of kindness, because in this world, that's what we need. And to prepare spiritually, because that is the only way to be ready to handle whatever this world throws at us. Now, there's all kinds of rumors going around. Everything from extended quarantines and martial law and, days of darkness as has been prophesized in Native American prophecy, and even some of the Q material. And if something were to happen like this, I can tell you, as the Native Americans have stated, if we have, and however this days of darkness, whether it is metaphoric, whether it is literal, there's only one way to come through it, and that is to go into heart, stay into heart. And here's the thing, the more you unlock that within yourself, the more knowing you come into that exists outside the self, and that there is nothing stronger in creation than that which would sacrifice all of itself to ensure that the good wins. That is the calm. That is the peace. That is the way to prepare. Through here. Align your heart with everything. With your discernment. Stand for what is right, but never in the spirit of hatred or anger. Ever. In the spirit of compassion, of love, and of mercy. Always doing the least amount of harm, what is needed in order to achieve the goal. But knowing that you have done everything you possibly could. In line with the light, to help everyone achieve their greatest good. And all these different religionists and people that are saying this is God's punishment, God's this, God's that. No, it's not. It's a natural process that is needed. And know that we are all equal. We are just in different levels of inner peace. And again, the beauty of it being that all of that, being in different levels, helps be catalyst for each other for our growth. Hence, again, the oneness and the perfection in it. I hope this helps. All my love, and you got this.